What did I just witness? What's going on, everyone? Welcome, and hope you're doing so very well. Let's jump right in.
Water comes in many flavors.
Okay, Nuvi, I love you, buddy, but you just, yeah. All right, here we go. Ignis Purgatorius chapter, Act 1. Oh, I'll spend as many keys as I need to unlock this quest, chat. One key for this quest is a flippin' bargain, okay? Can I just say? When the hearth flame goes out, we are accepting this quest. We're going to Poisson. Oh, we get a little...
Hey, traveler.
Hello,
Hi,
Lenny. What are you doing in Poisson, my guy?
Oh, Paimon knows that voice.
It's
Over
Lenny. Hi, buddy. Lenny. Blizzard, what's going on, man?
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated reunion. Running
the
into you
fated
two out of the blue like this has
Lenny.
really made my day. I certainly wasn't expecting it.
You can say that again. What brings you to Poisson? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your magic shows, right?
Oh? I don't think so.
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for us to stay in Poisson for the time being.
Chat father mentioned.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth.
Oh.
You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more
Welcome to hell,
crowded than
bitch.
usual.
Hey, Blizzard,
So
thank you for that follow, man. Welcome to the dojo.
Organization
What
has
deep
moved to
bows.
Poisson? Sounds like you've run into way more than just a bit of trouble. What's
Are we gonna
really
get to meet
going on?
other members of the House of the Heart?
Well,
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
It's the knave! Oh, it's Arlecchino,
Paimon
chat!
half to death.
Oh, there she is. There she
Father,
is.
you're here.
I love how father's always in quotations.
You know, on second thought, maybe we don't need to know. It's all probably super confidential House of the Heart stuff, right?
Nope,
We
tell me.
totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No, we are. We're trying to pry.
No
Tell
need
me.
to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now.
Oh.
Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive.
Still have our reservations? No, we're all a little
I
curious.
understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past.
We have indeed,
and I
Father.
can't
But listen,
exactly
every
guarantee
confrontation
that
I've had
we'll
with you,
remain on
Father,
good
has been
terms in
nothing
the
but a
future.
delight. So
As for right
I'm not
now,
worried.
however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree?
I would
The
agree.
House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth.
Ooh.
It's an internal matter.
An internal
What
matter,
sort
Father.
of rumor?
I'd like to discuss
A
some
rumor
internal
that a
matters with
certain
you.
phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child, some sort of ghost
A
story.
phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth.
Oh.
So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. After that, it's just a matter
spirit?
of resolving the situation, if you will. It shouldn't be much trouble at all. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around
Yeah.
for a few days.
Sure.
I'm sure the children would be exceedingly pleased to welcome some visitors. Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests.
I'm intrigued.
I have
A
some matters
spirit
to attend
child.
to.
Of course, Father.
Can't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now she's gone, it feels like I'm finally gonna breathe again. I agree, you know. Arlecchino also takes my breath away. She suggested we stick around for a few days because she wants to hang out with us more, obviously.
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings.
I would love that, Lenny.
You're quite well known in the organization already.
Oh.
A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If
You
you're willing,
don't say.
why don't you stay a while and have a little chat with us?
I would love to have a little chat with all of you.
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be there as guests, okay? Don't get any funny. Oh, wait a second. For your guests, that probably means we'll be treated to lots of yummy food, right?
Yeah, lots of yummy food.
Of course. During our stay in Poisson, we've been helping out the locals with some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's the perfect chance for me to show you what I can do in the kitchen. Let's go.
Ooh,
I'll
Lenny's
take you
gonna
to where we're
cook
staying.
for us. All right, we're about it. Be a house guest. A house of the hearth guest, you mean? Where we at? Oh, down. We're gonna sit down here. Sit at our little
We rented
tea
this
table.
house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base.
Looks like
I'll
the house
come
that
back
you used
later
to trick
and tidy
Doreen.
up a bit. After that, it should be all ready for you to stay in tonight.
Awesome, thanks! So, where are we off to now?
Well, when I happened to run into you two earlier, I was actually in the middle of distributing some supplies. With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then. I should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered. Otherwise, people might start to get antsy.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not.
That is true.
But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just follow me.
All right. Let's head out. Let's follow the boy. He does seem a little, yeah, Paimon does seem a little more toned down in this quest.
Linny, you're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you've...
Brought them with me? Yep, here you... hello? Something caught your eye?
Oh? It's the...
Traveler in Paimon!
Yeah, bro.
No way!
Yeah, it's us.
Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
Yeah, it's me. It's me. Doing so good, Sonny.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Listen, I'm
Oh,
a
it's
celebrity.
alright.
It's fine, Lenny. I
Gotta say,
get
Paimon didn't
it.
realize
Okay,
you were
they
this
about this.
famous.
They want this.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the highest compliment we've ever heard her give.
Dang,
As you can
okay.
imagine, everyone's been very curious about
Father
you.
love us?
I
Bro,
heard
we
the
love
Traveler
Father.
is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
That
heard
happened.
Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel de Boer in just 3 days.
I think it would take her one day,
Wait
actually.
a second, that's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all.
No. I'm pretty sure Paimon could do that in a day, not 3 days.
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, you can give me gifts.
Oh, we
Primo
don't need something
gems
like that.
are accepted.
Besides, we don't have anything to give to you.
No, we're the guests, Paimon. We don't give
Come
gifts. We
on,
receive
we
them.
insist. I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison.
Or
I've got
actual
both.
poison.
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it. He's never been caught.
Yo, teach me how to stealth, my guy.
Now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right?
Dude, I'm
when
down.
it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long way. Trust me, I would know.
Bro, I'm down.
I was poisoned not too long ago, and I'm still dealing with the
was
after
poisoned,
effects.
my guy.
So I'm not quite as good as I was before, but I can still give you some pointers.
All right.
Wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
Those are great gifts, Paimon. Excellent.
But those are the best things we can give you. You don't like them?
Well, of course we like them, folks.
Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of someone who really annoys you, and we'll teach him a lesson for you.
Damn, these kids scary. Yo, teach Paimon a lesson. The dangerous suggestions keep on coming.
All right, Fold, Selwar.
Dang.
I think that's enough suggestions for now. When it comes to being a good host, it's the thought that counts.
Sure.
You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy.
These kids are
In
creepy,
fact,
though,
pestering
but I'm
them with
here for it.
suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say your enthusiasm has certainly gotten across.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. We feel the love.
Awesome! It's been so long since we have had guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Yo, I'll let you know, buddy. I'll let you know.
Especially if it's poison or something. I've got all sorts of potions for that.
That girl's creepy.
Well, we'll
but I
talk
like
to
her.
you all later. We've still got supplies to distribute.
All right, see you later.
Yo, she can come adventuring with me any day.
Bye!
Goodbye, crowd.
Lenny, about all that poison and stealth tactics talk.
What do you think the House of the Hearth is about, Paimon?
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets. Just out of
what?
curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar
So he's a
has
psychopath.
an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one.
And she tries to poison people.
Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some very difficult missions. I know
sorry?
you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the best of what they could offer, that's all.
Uh-huh. I don't know if I want to continue distributing supplies. There's more children, which means there's more
Filial,
terror
supplies
coming.
are here.
Filial.
Thanks. And who are these two? Outsiders?
You don't know who I am?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about.
Yeah, dog.
It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
pretty
making
cool.
our
We
way
do
all
that.
across to that.
Oh, good for you.
Good for you.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently? I think it's called... The 4,000 Thieves?
The 4,000
This is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the posters, anyway. You should definitely check it out if you have the time.
Okay.
Oh, and
It's a lot of
there's
thieves.
the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting.
The Blind Maiden and the 4,000 Thieves.
After this mission is over, I think I'll go get a manicure.
Oh, maybe I should dye my hair. Wonder how much it'll cost.
Maybe you should you blonde.
Is it
You could be a blonde boy,
or do
maybe.
these two seem much easier to get along with than the others? Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
Don't say that too soon.
I heard that.
Don't say that too soon.
uh,
I don't think they're very normal, Paimon.
oops.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now.
Oh?
I'm sure they just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to carry out the plan.
What plan?
That's enough, Filial.
Tell me about the plan.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
No, don't go. Tell me about the plan. What plan?
Guess this is goodbye then. If you ever have some time, we should go see the opera together.
Sure. I still don't know if I trust you. Uh-huh.
Well, that's it for the supplies.
Okay. Yeah, give us some Snezhnaya lore. What's going on
Well,
in
they didn't seem
Snezhnaya?
too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here.
We should observe for now.
You're right. We're only here as guests after all. Oh, Lenny's getting super far ahead. Come on.
Let's catch up to Lenny. Go back to our little house. Our little Airbnb here in
So,
Poisson.
what do you think of the members you've met so far?
There's certainly something.
Well, Father is always encouraging us to be strong-willed and independent. So if there's one thing we've got, it's people who aren't afraid to speak their mind. Well, I should probably get cooking. Wanna join?
Hey, yo, let the boy cook? Let him cook?
Then let's head out and... Fremine, what are you doing here?
Well,
Fremine, nice to see you again.
You too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth. Welcome.
Thanks, Femi.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Seafood soup. Let's go.
Seafood soup? Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
For who,
Yeah,
Femi?
we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water. And some clean cloth, if possible.
For what, Femi?
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm aware, and you were just going to come eat with us. So what's this all about?
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night. Could be because I'm growing, you know? And...
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
You're not a good liar, bud.
Tell me what's going on. Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened, does it have something to do with Father?
yes,
Oh?
just follow me.
Okay. I'm gonna follow. I don't... Femi, what are you hiding? Femi is not a good liar. Femi is not a good liar. But let's figure out what he's hiding, huh? I'm guessing it's back here.
You're back. Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Who dat?
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
Yo, I'm sorry. Is this Arlecchino's childhood friend that she later stabbed in the animation? Is this little Pinky potentially the biological daughter of the former Harbinger? Is this Arlecchino's dead friend? The one that she slew? Chat, this is getting interesting.
You can call me Clairvy.
It is indeed Clairvy. Okay, so this is indeed Clairvy, the one who grew up, and then Arlecchino and all the other kids of the House of the Hearth fought, and then she stabbed Clairvy, or was holding Clairvy after she got stabbed, we don't know. And all of the kids killed each other except Arlecchino, who became the new Harbinger after killing the old Harbinger, who was potentially Clairvy's biological mother.
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells, Linny?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed to sneak in. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine. You, haven't told Father, have you?
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just been keeping her hidden.
For how long?
About half a month now.
For 2 weeks for me.
Ever since we got to Poisson, then. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
Bro, Father gonna be
I know what
mad.
I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished.
Bro.
You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal. So why are you doing this?
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before the poison started taking effect, and not a single person was there to help him. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the source of the voice. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, but I went to look for him anyway. Luckily, I got there with enough time to save his life.
Was it
that feeling
Kirby?
of being haunted, of hearing voices? It's happened many times in the House of the Hearth. I'm sure you've noticed.
Yeah, are you hearing the voices of
So
all the
what you're
children that
saying
were
is
murdered in their
that was
battle
her?
royale?
She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth, I don't think there's any other possibility.
Perhaps there are
If
other
Clairvy
spirits.
were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her family. I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
Perhaps Father doesn't want you to know, Frimmy.
So
you think
what's
about
your
that?
plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound to find out eventually.
Like Father.
I haven't thought that far yet.
Of course you haven't, Frimmy.
I don't want to
Acting
disobey
first
an
without
order
thinking.
from Father, but I also don't want to put Clairvy in danger.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in private.
In private, Remine. Linny gonna go lay down the smackdown on his brother.
Those two sure care a lot about each other.
Yeah, Clairvy.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was floating, it sure seemed like they were about to bite each other's heads off. No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell right away, because I also have a friend like that.
You had a friend
Just
like that.
Don't know how long that kind of bond can last.
You mean a bond of life?
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
I'm sorry, Linny.
No.
I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Maybe the
Oh, really?
old
you
House of
didn't
the
mean
Hearth.
to? Because I, for one, wish you did.
Huh? What do you mean?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette.
Yeah.
We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by Father. Of all the siblings in the House of the Hearth, I think our bond was the closest.
I'm really
Later
mad
on,
that
when
Frimmy
you
didn't
started
tell
calling
him.
me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to depend on each other to survive long before we joined the house.
Linny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even so, Fremine, we've stood by each other for all these years now, and to me,
Why you call me Linny? You're my brother.
that means more than blood. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you. So I won't let you face anything alone. Not if I can help it.
That's
Oh, looks
heartwarming.
like things are getting kind of heated between Linny and Fremine. Maybe we should go check on them.
Yo, Linny, a caring boy.
It's raining. I should put my clothes away.
You're kind of weird. I want to see Father's reaction to this Clairvy, though.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying,
From-
are you? Is
For me
everything all right?
crying? Oh,
everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
oh, little
Well,
Frimmy.
we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's
We can
just
tell
a
Father
small
that we
family
found her.
dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lenny. You trying to keep family matters between the family? Bro, we are family now, okay? We have been accepted by Father. And you know what the most important thing in all the world is, Lenny? Family, okay? Just as Dom.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. I just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this. From now on, I'll protect you like my life depends on it.
Me too.
Oh, Fremmy, you a real
Well,
one.
back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to track her down. That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I've tried that already.
Oh, and she just comes back.
And?
Or you just can't figure out where she came from because she's a ghost.
And nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
Because she's a little ghosty girl. It's more the characters learning the story themselves in a different way than what we witnessed, but also giving some elements that build on what we saw. Yeah, see, that's kind of how I feel like it's going. It's not supposed to be a big reveal type story for us. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it right now. We'll play through it all, obviously. I'm reserving judgment till the end to see how I feel about it, but...
I don't know much about spirits. Do you two have any ideas?
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they die, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines.
What's her last wish?
It's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so it's not guaranteed to work or anything.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first, Fremine, I need you to promise me something.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing. No one else gets involved. Can you do that for me?
No one else.
Of course. I promise.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3.
Fist bump on 3
Ready?
is how they sealed their promises.
1, 2, 3.
I swear.
I swear. Lynette being there the whole time. The deadpan look. I love it so good.
Whoa!
Oh, that's awesome.
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
Her face right now is so good.
And, when exactly did you get here?
Lenny just popping up all around her.
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine.
Oh my god.
You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
Oh. Yeah, what do we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in.
Oh, joining us.
If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
I mean, sure. Come on, join us then.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette.
That's her point.
Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, we'll figure out our next move.
No snitches get stitches.
There's no time to lose. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about Clervy and see what her origins are. I mean, we already know, but let's see their reaction to finding out who Clervy really
I'm
is.
full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys.
You didn't eat anything. You're a
she
ghost.
said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Yeah, she's a spirit Pylon.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clervy can interact with the physical world at all.
So why did you bring her
Still,
food?
when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Okay.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or maybe she couldn't understand the question at all.
Clervy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clervy.
Hello.
Hello.
Clervy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody?
Yeah, how did you join the House of the Hearth, Clervy? Tell me.
A knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name
Yeah,
it's
the
not on
knave. The
roster,
old knave, though.
and
Not
I've
the new
never
knave.
seen you before.
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people
Apparently.
in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster, unless it's the roster of people who've been executed.
I'm
Wait,
sorry.
Does that mean the knave... She...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this
Perry.
place.
Oh, you mean
Have
Arlecchino?
either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clervy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster. But it seems like she's telling the truth.
Listen,
Either
the House of the
that,
Hearth that
this kid's already
Clervy
got a
grew up
bag
in
of
is
tricks
very
bigger than
different
mine.
from this one.
Maybe we should try a different approach. Clervy, do you have a wish?
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles, and your wish is...
Does she even know what blowing out the candles on your birthday means? I feel like she grew up in a very violent childhood.
To go outside, where the sun can find me. That's...
Oh,
it?
all right.
Well, that sounds easy enough.
We can do that.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
What does she mean by that? Things can't be this simple.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clervy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight.
Basic
Annette,
illusory magic? I
try
think
and
the
find a
knave
list
might
of
be able to see
executions
through
that
that, my
Clervy was
guy.
talking about, and see if her name is...
hell, bitch!
Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clervy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
We'll see. Effortless Fury, what's going on? Thank you for that follow. Welcome to the dojo. Oh, Steve bows. You love the alert, right? It's so good.
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter.
Oh my god.
I don't want to drag you in too
You
deep.
and your family
It's
matters,
too
Zinni.
risky. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while. You don't need to do anything except keep up some nice, casual conversation.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Ah, Paimon gets it. you want us to distract her.
Let's do this react.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something,
A magic
all you need to do
bird?
is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact.
I feel like
We'll
Father's gonna
reconvene here
notice you and
tonight
not
after
say
all said
anything
and
to
done.
me, though.
If the worst case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line.
Be careful,
You
Lenny.
too. Okay, this is where we part. Father should be at the beach nearby.
How do you know Father's at the beach? Also, is Father gonna be over at the? Are we gonna go to the
really hope this
gravestone
goes
we
well.
saw?
No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
Because in the teaser, we saw Arlecchino at the gravestone of one of the members of the House of the Hearth after she just totally wrecked that guy. Okay, why is Tartaglia there? I thought Child was stuck in the abyss. Didn't Skirk just yeet his ass into the abyss? He's back now? The 4th and the 11th Fatui Harbingers? Bro, I think I still have Child's
It's the
vision.
knave and Child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Yeah, bro, what are you doing?
In Fontaine?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea.
Yeah.
After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey back on my own.
What sort of unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to
Oh yeah, he
meet
does
up
have
with
his
her,
vision back.
but by
He
the
does
time
have
I
his
got
vision
back,
back.
she'd already left. I still have so many questions for her.
Skirk all
Without
just
any
left
other
him.
leads,
She was like, nah,
all
bro.
I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Bro, Skirk playable soon?
Okay, so have you found any clues?
Skirk playable soon?
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences can still manage to escape our purview.
Like Skirk.
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
My guy, you were just battling in the Primordial Sea for
think
like
she should
a week.
focus on getting better first.
Yeah.
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was.
Elor?
She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy, let me tell you. Pain and chills all over.
Jeez.
But they really did help speed up my recovery. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me.
The old man.
He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Capitano?
Project Stuja?
Project
Yeah,
Stuja.
that's the one. I heard Regrador's involved too. I'm not looking
Project
forward to having to listen
Stuja.
to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all out.
I'm sure you
And
have.
what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries, what a great honor. Wouldn't
What
you
a
agree?
great honor.
One I could do without, I'd say.
Or probably ours,
Is it just
for sure.
Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues behind their backs. We love that. Just trash talking the other harbingers.
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do I owe the visit?
So we're just here to try to keep you preoccupied while Linny and Frimmy and Lynette all sneak the ghost of your best friend that you killed away from you.
Right! We're super close to Linny and the others.
Is that cool
but
with you?
We still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh, well,
Why are your hands black? Can you tell me about that? Are
There's
you
so
actually
much to
from
learn about
Conria?
someone from a
Are you
short
turning into a hilly
introduction.
troll and then you have some
At
other
least
magic
tell us
that stopped
something
it?
a
How do
little
you make
extra,
big red
like-
explosions? What's that about?
Why do you call
Where does your
yourself
magic
that?
come from?
Huh, good question.
My questions are
I'd
better than
also
Paimon.
like to
Don't
know.
listen to Paimon, listen to me.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that, now can we?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well,
Are you a
if there's
descender?
nothing
I'm a
else, I think
descender.
I'll
Are you
take
also
my
a descender?
leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
She's
Wait,
dodging my
don't go.
questions, chat. Not about that. If the Nate leaves now, she'll run into Linny and Curvy. Should I release the bird Linny gave us? No. We should try to get her talking about something else first. What does the organization mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this. I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser.
Tony
Which,
and
by the
Tusser,
way,
his...
If you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
Oh.
And why would I betray them?
Yeah, why
Well,
indeed?
you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you?
Oh.
At least, that's what I heard.
Bro, child, throwing some shade.
Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
The rooster. The knave betrayed the House of the Hearth. So does that mean what Kirby said is true? Does the knave... Ooh,
Wait.
did she execute
Did
people?
you really do something bad to those kids?
Yeah, she killed
Never
them.
mind what I've done. I'm more curious
she
as
was-
to what the mighty rooster had to say. Care to enlighten
Oh man, it's
me?
Rooster, not Cappy.
Well,
Oof.
nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
Yeah, she killed the old knave. That's how she became
I
the
see.
knave.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue.
Yeah, she killed a bunch of members of
it
the
would
House
be
of the
more
Hearth.
accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous.
Bro.
Call yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Yeah, she's from somewhere else.
You're not actually from Fontaine?
No.
But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
I'm not sure learning anything else on her betrayal. She probably only revealed that other secret in order to change the subject. She's trying to avoid
So,
talking about her
you
past.
stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention.
Did he see
I heard that
Kirby?
members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar.
Oh, no.
And the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were
Oh,
that
so it was a
high
fight
stakes?
to the death when she was a
At
kid.
least that's not a thing anymore.
Got it, got
The
it.
current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a
That
lot
is
of
nice.
family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Child's like, oh god, no.
Okay. I get the
Please,
picture.
no. That's awesome. Child begins to share story after story about his siblings. Aw, you find yourself grateful for Child buying you more time.
Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get going.
I love that
Traveler,
Child's such a good
Paimon?
big brother.
I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Oh, Child.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna kill over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
I like that he calls
No
her
thanks
Arlecchino.
necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say
Everyone
we can
else
call
calls her
ourselves
father.
even.
I guess only the House of the Hearth members.
I
call her
like
father,
the
though.
sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you
And
all
they're
some other time.
colleagues, so. Yo, see one Arrow with weapon. Let's go, Ultra.
We should probably get going too. Do you want to head back with us?
You want to head back with us, Father?
Oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh, well, you see,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do hope you'll have a pleasant stay.
we managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation
Your friend
going.
pulled for you? Nice.
You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how everything went.
I haven't heard people were disappointed that the animation spoiled the story for them. That's something that should have been released after the story quest was. I don't know, because it gives us the information, and then we're seeing the information being revealed. I don't know. Again, I could see both sides to the argument, but I, for one, am not bothered because I'm not looking at it as a reveal for me. I'm looking at it as reading into how the other characters in the story are reacting to the information and seeing them go through this this process when, like, I know the answer, but I'm seeing how they're reacting to it. So it's more about the characters' reactions and less about my own.
Lenny, how did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue.
Oh?
Clairvy can't go into the sunlight.
Because she's a ghost.
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
So she's stuck in the darkness.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or...
No.
No, it wouldn't be her wish if that were the case. Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
I don't think pushing works on non-corporeal beings, Paimon.
Oh, true.
She can't interact with the physical world. We can't
I
interact
pretty much
with her.
tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so all I could do was bring her back here. How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well,
Oh?
what are we waiting for?
The
Let's take a look.
list. What list are we talking about here?
Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, Landois,
Is this all the House of the Hearth members ever?
Horaire.
Horaire, Landois, La Poyade, Jambel,
Oh, yeah.
execution
That
list.
Horaire guy has a huge scar on his face. He's kind of giving Paimon the creeps.
I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember him joking with me about it. He said any future lover would take one look at him and then lose all interest.
Did he say anything else?
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no, and that's where our conversation ended. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked.
Oh.
He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but it didn't work. One day, Father asked to see him, and, well...
He got executed.
I never saw him again after that.
Oh no.
Wait, so that means the knave, she...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules of the house. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave, you pay with your life.
You're in here for life, y'all. Solemn atmosphere defends over the group as you look through the list.
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back around 5 years. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out? Fremine.
Sorry. I was thinking about something.
What were you thinking about, buddy? Share with the class.
I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little... strange.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past, times when people haven't gotten along. Chaplot and Filial are a good example of that.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see
They were
how
very
might
different.
get along.
Chaplot was stealthy
They had
boy,
very
and Filial
different
was like, I don't want anything to do with
vibes,
him.
and their, interests seem to be pretty different as well.
She wanted to go watch
That's to
plays.
be
He wanted to go
expected,
watch
actually.
people and
Father
spy on
brought us all
them
here,
and kill them.
shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one thing we all share. But that's also where the similarities end. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members
That
get
makes
older
sense.
and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never say that out loud.
Interesting, they all get brought here
People
as
like
children, and then they
Chaplot
grow
and
up and they're
Foltz are
stuck.
loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui. Filial and Nantoy, on the other hand, well, they aren't quite as enthusiastic.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others...
Meeting
it seemed
in
like they were meeting in
secret.
secret to talk about something. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me
She's
about it
dredging up
before.
the past here.
Experiments being run on children. People being used as pawns on the battlefield without so much as the strength to survive.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Listen, that
Clairvy's
was the old
words
name,
probably
right?
gave them the
It's not-
excuse they were looking
you know.
for.
My
Whether they
father
actually
would
believe
never.
them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Yeah, tell me about Project Stuja.
Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh? This is the second time it's come up now.
Yeah, tell me, Lenny.
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either.
Oh, sure you are.
I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Apparently, it has to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
To resurrect the third Descender and take
Because
on
the House of
Celestia?
the
You mean
Hearth
that
was so
plan?
successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing is an inconvenience.
Yo,
Father
they're gonna be like
thinks
the
so
front
too, but
line,
she's in
getting
no
sent
position
into
to refuse.
Celestia.
Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process.
Yeah, people gonna die.
Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
Shall we about to get a whole bunch of playable character deaths? I feel like in Natlan as Naya, like moving forward through Genshin, I feel like some playable characters might start. But we'll see.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside.
We'll see.
What does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier? Paimon doesn't get the connection.
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying.
Yeah.
And that fear is often the impetus for a lot of stupid decisions. I thought
Very true.
resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filiol and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be forced to take action.
Listen, I'm not
We
opposed
can
to that. I'd
only
like to see
focus
that.
on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filiol and the others, it won't do any good. It might even make matters worse. We should focus on Clairvy for now. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filiol and the others.
Make sure
Good
they
work
don't do
today,
anything
everyone.
they'll regret, Frammy boy.
Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Rest at the temporary accommodations. All right, let's head into our Airbnb chat. Let's see how nice it is in here. Oh, well, I don't get to see the inside. Cool.
Oh,
Cool, cool, cool.
I'm always looking forward to an early night, but she can't sleep at all. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry
I
with
do
Lenny
think the
and
knave will be
everyone if
pretty
she finds
angry,
out about all
actually.
this, do you?
I do actually
It's
think
even
she'll be
scary
angry.
when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. She's very strong, Paimon. I'm also afraid of her in the best way possible.
Well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Lenny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can.
Hey, look, it's Clairvy.
Look over there.
Clairvy?
Let's catch up with her before anyone sees. Ooh, look, she stopped.
Maybe not. The moon.
Clairvy!
Shh. I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is.
Yeah. The window?
If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting.
You just want to go to
It's
the sky
better
and
to
see the
dream of what I
sky.
could have than try to make it a reality, right?
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure.
Tell us everything.
Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that decision. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool, something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable, including me. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor.
Hand it over to
experimented
Dottore.
on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again, and I've had enough.
Yo, Dottori's
You're
test
saying
subjects came from the House of the
Neve did all
Hearth.
that? It's just,
Bro.
that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like even she has lines she wouldn't cross.
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real mother.
Whoa, mother.
Mother?
Nah, she's father.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my
And
way,
this is where we start
I'd
to
never see her
figure
again.
that she's not
If only
talking
Perry were
about
here,
Arlecchino.
she'd understand.
Perry. There's that name again.
Yeah, it gives us more
Also,
of Clairvy's
Paimon's
side.
getting
Yeah.
a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken us for someone else.
She's a spirit.
Well, in any case, it seems like she really needs someone to talk to. We should keep her company for a little longer. She looks so young. but it seems like she's been through a lot.
It's getting windy. I should close the window. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Even prettier than the moon tonight.
I'd love to see it,
Harry
Kirby.
and I promised each other that once we're older, we're gonna go see it together. But I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her. What should I do?
Kirby seems to come back to herself. Oh, and she's leaving.
Paimon really doesn't understand what's going on with her. Well, let's head back. We've got an early morning tomorrow.
So she obviously doesn't think we're Arlecchino, because she's talking about Arlecchino to us. So I wonder who she thinks we are.
Looks like we're all here. Let's go ahead with the plan.
Before we do that, I have a question.
Oh? What is it?
Have the knave and the doctor ever worked together?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kind of ran into Clairvy last night, and that's what she told us. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
We don't like him at all.
It's possible that Father and the doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful partnership.
Yeah, but Mother worked with him.
I did hear, though, that when Father first became a harbinger, the doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one.
Ooh.
It had to do with some sort of secret experiment.
Was that secret experiment about Arlecchino's curse?
Secret
Perhaps.
experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation.
Oh.
The doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working together. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation.
All participants? Who's
Clairvy referred to.
participating in this experiment?
I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods.
I don't have
and
any
I'm not
faith in
asking you
humanity.
Hey, Pudding, what's up?
But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how he would even face you guys.
I like that the House of the Hearth, like, obviously used to be this terrible organization, but I like that we have playable characters and friends that are in the House of the Hearth. Part of the Fatui, like, this, all of this in Fontaine has really made the Fatui, like, it's like humanized the Fatui a lot more, you know? You know, obviously there's multiple sides to every story. No one's the villain of their own story. So it's showing us a side of the Fatui that we hadn't seen before. Yeah, we had to disguise ourselves as one of them. I do remember that. So this is really interesting. And I think it's going to make it even more interesting as we continue through Natlan and see what the Fatui are up to there. And eventually get to Snezhnaya and see like what the core Fatui plan is and like all the different sides, and like it's so intricate, right?
It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
I mean, we could just ask her directly. Come on. Just
Father
ask her.
didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me.
She just stood
Fremine,
there all night.
You know what to do. All right, let's get to it.
Arlecchino literally just stood by the shoreline all night. Oh, hello, Arlecchino. What are you doing here, Father?
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit pale. Did you have trouble sleeping last night?
A little.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain for a topic to discuss before I ask any questions? Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
See, she's too smart. She just saw through our plan all along. You can't pull a fast one on father, y'all.
Us? Distract you?
No way.
A good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
Yeah. Yeah, Paimon was
Looks like you
fumbling
could
the
have
whole
used
time.
some extra time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other plans, why don't you accompany me somewhere?
Paimon would not
Don't
do well
worry.
in the House of the Hearth.
I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
Oh.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
You know everything then, huh?
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be very patient. Well,
Yeah, Paimon is
I'll
a
leave
bad
you to
liar
think
and a
things
bad
over.
actor.
If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
Alright.
Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your friends' sakes.
Oh, no.
What should we do?
Well, we should go.
She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now.
Well, yes. She was maybe forcefully suggesting.
Oh, good idea. Hopefully he sees it in time.
I want the
Well,
pigeon
we
just
should
to get like
probably head to
struck
the
down
Palais
by a red
Mermonia.
X.
Paimon doesn't want to find out what happens if we don't show up. Based on what the knave was saying just now, it sure didn't seem like it'd be anything good.
We don't have any other
Okay,
options.
then we
Father
probably
told us
shouldn't
to. We
keep her
gotta do it.
waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
That bird gonna get roasted by lightning for real.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy some pleasant conversation while we wait.
Yeah, sure.
I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary for a child's development.
You're not planning on doing anything to them, are you?
I assume you're referring to Linny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. It appears quite a few people have been acting out lately.
She sees everything.
No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate. There are no exceptions.
Yikes.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel something for them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say
Damn, she
our principles
cold.
are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them.
No other way to
I
solve
would
the
imagine
issue.
Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's awful.
Ooh.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Claire V in the meantime,
Like she just knows
all
everything.
evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
I knew it.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like
I
this.
knew it.
It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
A pity if I just killed this
Where
thing.
did you get that?
Come on, don't play dumb, Paimon.
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will
God, I
always
love
be
that she's just
time
like
later
knows
to run off
she
and
just
tell
played
Lily what you've
everything. Like
learned.
she knows
Well,
exactly what's going
time to
on,
go.
and she's just
Looks
letting
like
them
we
have their
wrapped things
little
up
fun,
just
their
in
little
time.
make believe that she, make them think that she is blind or ignorant to the situation, make them believe that she doesn't know exactly what's going on every second of every day. Oh, let's do this conversation with the name of Novi.
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your leisure, Monsieur Neuvillette.
No, review it now so I can see it. I want to read it too. Show me. Let me read it out loud. You love to yap, Neuvillette. Read it out loud to me. Story time. Story time. Oh, we're going to sit awkwardly on Neuvillette's couch again. I remember the last time we did this. Just going to hang out here.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette, so allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing in and out. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind.
Oh.
Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
Hey, yo.
Did you get any of that, Traveler?
So not everyone's meant to go to the ocean. Some of them are meant to be drunk by you, Neuvillette. Not really.
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
Tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's drained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
So is she trying to get people from the House of the Hearth to stay here in Fontaine under the
I seem to
care
recall
of
there being a
Neuvillette?
transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine. And, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within Fontaine.
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest
Is that the one that she
condolences to his
killed
family, but without
by
any
stepping on his
evidence, I
face?
cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in his passing. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of such troubles.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya
Yo,
for
she
you to
knows
enjoy.
her audience.
I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions. Perhaps at our next meeting, yes?
She knows her
Indeed.
audience.
I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, Traveler Paimon. Time to go.
Can you explain what the heck just happened, please, Arlecchino? I'm very confused. Please.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation scheme.
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be more pressing concerns at the moment.
No, Lenny can wait. I want to talk to you.
Lenny, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay. Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
Sure do. The name may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betrayed the organization must pay for their lives. If she's serious about punishing those kids, we stop her. No, there's something else we should figure out first. How to get rid of Clerby? While we were talking in front of the Poemonia, she mentioned Clerby's name. Does that mean she knew who Clerby was this entire time? Yeah, she knew who Clerby was. Oh, bro just ran into us.
Oh, shoot. Are you alright?
Bro, why
Oh,
you just...
jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers, I wasn't looking where I was going.
Oh. So that is what she means by they lose their life. She doesn't kill them, chat. She dottore removes their memories. So maybe the special project that she was working on with dottore was that the people that want to leave the House of the Hearth, she will let them leave. Because she doesn't want to have anyone kill anyone because of, you know, what happened in the past with her House of the Hearth, where she had to murder everyone and then murder the knave. So my thinking is, she worked with dottore to come up with some way to remove people's memories or to filter their memories, because she said we'll filter it to its purest form. So she'll remove all those memories away and then release them back into society. And that's what she was talking to Neverlet about. The people that wanted to leave, they can leave, they'll have their memories removed, and Neverlet will find jobs for them, because this guy is one of the guys that was on the execution list. You can see that big scar across his face that they were talking about.
Well, let me make it up to you at least. Here, take this paper.
We figured it all out,
On the
chat.
house.
Looks familiar for some reason. It's that big scar.
Oh, you don't have to give us...
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply. It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew.
Coming together.
I
Yo,
haven't had many
Maleficent Soul,
takers
what's
today,
going on?
so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably get going, actually, so...
Does he recognize her? Probably not.
Hold on.
Oh?
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora. It's just... I don't have any on me
Nah,
at the
his
moment.
memories have all been
I'll take 3
strained.
papers. Here. Your payment.
Oh, thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you with good fortune.
She's looking out for her
If
old
only I had the chance to run
children.
into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller
I'm
inventory,
getting
though,
married
right?
soon?
I'm
Oh,
getting married soon, so sometimes it's hard to not get ahead of myself.
she's just checking in on her kids.
Anyway, I should head out.
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson.
Actually, why don't we stick around for a little longer? Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson on an empty stomach.
It's like Paimon's trying to buy us more time. If we head back now, I doubt any of the others will make any progress.
It appears
What
you
should
two
we
are
do?
under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy, but your efforts are meaningless. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have one condition. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Claire V, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Maybe.
Wait, why are you being so generous all of a sudden? You're not gonna ask us to do something bad, are you?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad things.
Damn, father, okay.
What can you possibly...
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get you so far. Wonderful. Here it is.
Give me your proposal, Nate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay. Sounds normal enough.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
This looks like the arena of the battle that we saw in the special program.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's nothing more than a pile of rubble.
That's where she blew up the old
here
nave.
anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. Although, this place does have something to do with the story I'm about to tell you. It was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother. And this
So it was
is where
her
it all
mother.
happened.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
What? So it was her actual mother. Unless she's still just saying mother, but pretty sure she means her actual mother.
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. I'll start from the beginning.
Ooh, are we going to find out why she killed Clairvy now?
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the
Okay,
Hearth.
yeah, so it was her actual mom.
From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adults and friendly children. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control.
So she was Clairvy's
She
mother.
was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all. It was a kind of purgatory.
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of inheriting her title.
Jeez.
It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well, they still served a purpose.
They were test
They would
subjects.
be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on, or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing more than tools to be used and then discarded.
God.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
No. Crucibina
Despite
was a
being
crazy
Clairvy's
person.
Mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she treated all her children equally.
God
Clairvy
damn.
did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option was to rise up and try to fight back. Unfortunately, the other children had already been thoroughly indoctrinated into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Peruere. You mean Perry?
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
It was you, Peruere, Arlecchino.
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Perouer was convinced that, amid all the fighting and violence, she would make it until the end. Despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Perouer that she hoped to create a real family, where no one would be killed or sacrificed.
God, this is so
There may have been a
sad.
certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Perouer would look out at the moon together, a fierce longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that light simply vanished.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perouer weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless.
See, I like that they're expanding on this animation. We got just the tip of the iceberg, and now we're getting everything fleshed out and filled in.
If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perouer could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own flesh and blood was a line she couldn't bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one option remained.
Death.
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free.
So she wanted to die.
It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Perouer, the very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle. But ultimately, Clairvy decided to let Perouer end her life.
Oh no.
From that moment on, Perouer's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses strewn across her path to success.
So Clairvy let
It was the very result she had
Arlecchino
predicted 10 years prior.
kill her.
Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness.
Yeah.
She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps you two would like to take a guess as to what it was?
Killing the person at the very top.
Crucibina, you mean? But...
How do you think she became a harbinger, Paimon?
Correct. This is the place where Perouer killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the mother they shared.
So there was a year
The moment
gap
she
between
acted,
her killing
any
Clairvy and her
conception of
killing
what was right or
Crucibina.
wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Only those who survive get to write the rules. Perouer won the battle and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Harry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Perouer. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
This is your story just as much
I
as
left that name
Clairvy's.
behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, The moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity.
I love that she chose father instead of mother because she wanted to be the
Arlecchino,
opposite.
but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah, who is this Clerby spirit?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clervy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clervy we met... Was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin. You see, a certain power runs through my veins.
Yeah,
It's
what
not
is it?
unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume.
What?
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clervy is a very special case.
So she's born from Arlecchino's power morphing
Clervy
into
died
a
when she was
person?
16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Most of her memories were lost to the blaze as well. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years' worth, however, and it would be like living in the past. Like returning to a version of yourself that never grew up.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clervy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present, but she truly lives in the confines of her own past.
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clervy for a long time.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their lives. But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to
So she wants to reveal the
anyone who will
truth
listen.
about the house, which is the old truth
Shadows
under
don't have the
Mother.
capacity to learn or grow.
Yeah.
Any new information
she
they
just
encounter
thinks
is quickly
The
forgotten
House of the Hearth is
over
still
time.
under Crucibina.
Your attempts to expose Clervy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clervy's mind, the house is impossible to escape. And it is this very perception that traps her there. But no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved.
Oh my god.
I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind.
I killed
this
Clervy
time.
once. I'll just kill her again. No problem. No problem. It's fine.
I can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished.
Oh my god.
That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share.
Traveler voice lines?
Is this really what you want to do?
Traveler voice line!
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends quite a bit more time. As for what happens now, we'll just have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be at sunset. A battle at sunset.
Here they are, Father.
Oh, you gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first for me.
Bro is a fucking psychopath.
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed.
Alright, Clarvia's just
I
chilling in the
couldn't find
shadows
a way
up
to
here.
fulfill her wish.
Huh?
Perry?
Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clarvie.
Indeed.
Shh, stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Cutscene.
Father, let me explain.
Oh, not a cutscene, just a...
Out of my way.
Oh!
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house, and for that, you must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now, the more pressing concerns are the traitors among us.
By traitors? Do you mean us?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Ooh.
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy, Sato, Toddy. Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
To be fair, you're crazy, Fultz. You strangled
did
your
not.
pets. You strangled all your pets.
You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clarvie. You were using all those things Clarvie brought up as an excuse to question
A psycho
Father.
and a snitch, right?
We're
Bro.
birds
No one,
locked in a cage. The only way
no
out
one
is
likes
to
this kid.
destroy it.
No one likes this
That's
kid.
what you said, wasn't it?
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo, have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings?
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Spies spying or snitching, right?
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case. So why? Why have you backed us into a corner?
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Filial. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That kind of thing is hard to forget. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to make it easier to spy on us, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Because we were all in one place. You've had this planned all along.
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Clarvie too. If it weren't for all your help after I got poisoned, I wouldn't be standing here today. If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness, even if it cost me my life. But rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Why? Why?
It's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. And we should own up to it.
Ah, Filial.
We... accept our punishment.
Chaplot, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors be punished?
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait.
Oh.
Something you want to say, Linny?
When he's gonna duel her.
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did, does it really count as betrayal? We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than to make it a real home. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, But doing so will only bring us further
That's
away from being a
amazing.
real
I mean,
family than we've ever
Damon
been.
Mills is a great voice actor.
So please, Father, please reconsider.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
Ooh.
An order once given cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent of your determination,
Yes.
I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way.
Draw your weapons and
Draw
face
your
me.
weapons and face me.
Yes.
Our weapons?
Let's go.
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Let's go.
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Yes.
Wait. Beat Father in a duel?
Yeah, you better. You better, Frimmy.
Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
Nah, he got it. Let's go, buddy. I like how he has his card. Not a bow, he has a card.
Did you hear that, Traveler?
Oh, the time has
Warning
come.
the others have to duel the knave. What should we do?
Do you think it was her plan all along that she just wanted to duel us and see how strong we are?
The house are really going to be executed.
Is executing them really what she wants? No, I think she just wants to. She just wants to duel. She just wants to scrap.
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
She never actually answered my question. Makes the answer pretty obvious, doesn't it? She does.
Looking at
wanna
that
say a proper
expression on her
goodbye.
face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose. Although,
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation.
We got
And lend
it.
your help to the House of the
we
Hearth.
got it.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
I'd like to see for myself what the fourth of the Fatui harbingers can do. Yo, that's a pretty badass line. Not gonna lie.
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
Let's go. Let's go. If that's okay.
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all.
Let's go,
All I would
Father.
advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less, and you may just lose your life.
Nah, we got the dull blade. Are you kidding me? Dull blade? Psh. Dull blade versus Father? Game over. Game over, y'all. Right quick.
Is it my turn now?
There we go. There we go. Oh, we got an achievement. Let's go. Let's go. I like that word marked with all of her things as well. I can heal up a little bit here, maybe. Oh. Shh. Oh, she's a bad. And that is just like in the animation where she killed Crusabina. Okay. Cinder of Two Worlds. Oh, God. So she has her fire powers. She has a pyro vision, and she has a pyro delusion. Like, just destroyed my poor Zhongli. Bridges. Like, how good would it be to get a delusion form of a Harbinger? Bro, I got another achievement in this fight? Let's go.
Suntown is only the beginning.
Yeah, she catches you so off guard the first time.
Watch out for father's movements! Look out!
Oh, I'm sure it's dodgeable. I was not ready for it. Oh, cutscene time. Ooh. Yo, she looks like she's not even trying. Ooh, Fremy blocking the scythe with his sword.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Yo, Fremy, let's go, buddy.
Oh, I know.
Hey, yo, maybe don't scream now.
I'm sorry, father!
Well, he just turned his blade so he'd smack her with the blunt side instead of with the blade. Come on now. She just caught his freaking sword.
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
She literally just caught his sword. What? God, she's so badass. Let's go, traveler. Let's go, traveler.
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
What the heck? What the heck?
Crimson Moon. I can't move.
Yo, she really did just go Acheron mode here. What the heck?
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
What the heck? What did I just witness? That was freaking badass? What? That was so cool.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you alright?
Lenny.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No! I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of
shout out to
execution.
Lenny.
Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have them?
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super
The
safe.
bottled
I didn't lose
flames?
a single one.
Wonderful. Then, in just a moment, I'll have you administer them.
Bottled flames?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, flames can be extracted from my person and preserved. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away.
Ooh.
If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth, and will be expelled from the organization.
That's cool.
In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house and give you a new identity.
The young man that thought looked familiar, the one selling newspapers, he was the same Aurore that we saw on the list of executions. He wasn't killed at all.
Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
Mm-hmm. She really thinks of that as killing him. The one that lived in the House of the Hearth is dead. So she doesn't actually kill any of her children. She just removes their memories.
You're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person who survives will be nothing but a stranger.
Even so, I won't have to live in fear anymore. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver. Don't let yourself be controlled by your emotions.
Of course. I'll remember.
Yeah, I mean,
Dry your tears
Arlecchino
and go
already
pursue
was
the life
basically
you really
godlike
want.
power there, and the other three are actual godlike power. Like,
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Foltz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Linny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours.
ooh, giving them the choice if they
Goodbye,
want to leave
children.
or not.
The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house. I hope you have bright futures ahead of you.
Let's go.
Hey, Sunny B,
Here,
yes indeed.
Grab my arm, Linny. I'll help you walk back.
Oh,
Thank you.
folks. Oh, yeah. Hold on. What about Kirby here?
Clairvy.
What you gonna do there, Arlecchino? Have a little sit-down discussion.
Can we talk now? I've been waiting for a super long time.
Oh, she's just
You
been hanging
really
out because
are,
she wants to
Perry,
talk to
Aren't
her.
you? I haven't seen you in so long.
That's why she's still around. She just
How
wants to talk to
come you're all
Perry
grown
again.
up?
She just wants to talk to her
Wait,
friend.
did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am I dreaming? What a long dream.
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
She's so matter of fact about it.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. She's so speechless.
If this really is Kirby's younger self, then she's probably had enough lies.
Oh. Okay then.
Oh my god.
That's
She's
it?
just
You
like,
accepted
okay.
it just like that?
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened,
Oh,
then I believe her. Perry wouldn't lie to me.
oh my god,
Plus,
this is so
I
sad.
don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, that means Mother is gone, isn't she? Can you tell me about it? I want to know what happened to her. And to me.
You
Oh,
never
man.
stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you
Oh,
often sought
Chad,
comfort
someone's
in
cutting
the night
onions in here.
sky. You wanted to see the aurora, so one night we promised each other we would go to Snezhnaya to see it together. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you by slowly torturing you over time. That way, the other children would know what happens to traitors. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You gave them hope. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. On that gloomy day, you told me, "For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die."
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. And I always hoped that person would be you. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice. Even when I first met you, I knew you'd be able to do what I couldn't.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to choose their own fate. It's something I discussed with the Iudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it. Only freedom that is earned has true value.
That's more than enough. That's exactly the kind of life I was fighting for. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and a really great father, too. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
We have?
Perhaps they would be willing to tell you what the outside world is like.
Really?
Of course.
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many stories, we could probably talk your ears out for 3 days straight.
The land of Animo, nation of freedom.
You know, I used to dream of being a bard.
Yeah,
Playing
you'd
the
be like
lute while
Vinty.
singing into the winds of freedom. Even if there was no one there to listen, I would have continued to sing no matter what.
This is so sad.
Ah, that's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me, one for Perry, and one for Mother.
You would buy your
Just
mother a
too
dress
bad Perry
too?
doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably wouldn't accept something like that either. I guess I'd just have to keep them all for me then. I could wear a different one every day.
God, this is so depressing, chat.
Those yokai you mentioned, what do they look like? I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face.
Yeah, that was Ito.
Are there any yokai like that?
Yeah, you saw a drawing of
Oh,
Ito.
sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep, we've met one, and let Paimon tell you, they're not nearly as scary as they look.
No, they're goofy. Just a goofy guy. He's just a silly, goofy guy.
I was always too
There's
afraid
a hot
to
fox
skip
milk,
Mother's
too.
fighting lessons.
True.
But at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of secret things in class. Things that have nothing to do with studying. I'm just kidding. Being able to study whatever you want without having to fear for your life. actually sounds pretty great.
All the nations. Eventually, the conversation returns to Fontaine. The nation she
The
wants.
situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime, and they were going to have to stand trial at the Opera Epicles.
Oh no, that must have been hard for all of you. What happened next?
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly. All
Oh,
thanks to
not Detective Paimon
of course.
again. Why do we have Detective
How'd
Paimon
you
back?
do that? Come on, tell me.
Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show, we rushed to the scene and...
Kirby is listening really intently to Paimon's story about her time in Fontaine. She seems really happy, like all of her troubles have been forgotten. Maybe this is the first time she's been able to truly relax. And then
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow.
she's going to sneak up behind her
Any
and just
new information they encounter
purge her.
is quickly forgotten over time.
She'll probably forget everything we've told her and go back to being that scared little girl. So now she's going to kill her here. The sun has risen. Oh? She's standing in the sun? Maybe she dies from being in the sun. Another cutscene time. She's finally standing in the
Clairvy.
sun.
You've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
Oh, she's in the sun.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me.
Oh, no.
Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Oh, that's so
Clairvy.
sad.
She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the pictures. But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger, let them be lost to the coming of a new day.
Jeez.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back
Where are the
here?
others?
Let's go check
He
it
said it's
out.
Lenny and the others. Hey, Lenny, where are the others? I just see a Lenny.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered.
Billy has
And
left
you?
the house.
What have you decided?
Nah, he's here.
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. It's the only home we've ever known. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house.
What? She wants Lenny
Yet
to be the
you
next
seem to
harbinger?
have different ideas. I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a
She
quiet
wants
life.
Lenny to be the next
Leading
harbinger?
this organization is a heavy responsibility, one not so easily carried by someone forced onto the throne.
I just never understood what you saw in me. What made you believe I was deserving of that throne?
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them, even if it costs you your life.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all thanks to you that we were able to convince Father to back down.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero. Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned from the beginning, from the very moment she suggested a duel. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not strong enough or smart enough.
Yeah, you
You're
are,
wrong.
Linny.
In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come with time. Even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor your convictions is what I truly see in you.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds, what tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the
Is she
head of this
leaving now?
organization requires
She's gonna
the
peace
strength
out
of
the
will
House
to
of the Hearth
face
now and
whatever
leave it to Linny?
comes.
I thought she meant,
Caution
like,
will only hold you
eventually.
back. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Back then, there was still a considerable gap between our abilities. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father. Thank you.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one, so I'll ask you one last time. Are you certain you want to stay?
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there
What's
are many
Project
dangers
Stuja?
ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back
Tell
down.
me about Project Stuja.
Protecting my family at all costs. That's my conviction.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them a lesson.
Hey, yo, yeah,
Having
you
members
are.
who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in
Ooh,
the
the
shadows.
spider webs in the
We
foreground.
need only wait for our prey to come to us. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice shall be in vain. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this
We'll
moment.
be friends. I'm not gonna be your foe ever. You will kill
No matter
me.
how
You will
arduous the
end my
journey
life.
ahead, I hope we both reach our desired destination.
Yo, this ending of that quest. Oh, there was some ninjas cutting onions in here, chat. Jesus. That was... I mean, it was so good. Listen, even though we knew the story from the animation going into this, I don't think it ruined the story quest as a lot of people said it did. I think it just changed my perspective of the quest, and I liked it. I knew what was happening, and then it fleshed out all the details because we got to go in with an understanding of the story, but we didn't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And then it answered the questions that the animation left, because the animation left some things vague. It answered those questions and kind of filled everything in. Yeah, Effortless Fury, I agree. It's understandable people have preferences. It's understandable that some people didn't want to see the animation first. And I get that. I get that some people might not have wanted to see the animation first. They think that it ruined their experience of the story. But I think that it didn't ruin it. I think it just altered it, right? And I personally still really like this quest, even with the animation coming first. Exactly, the story is mostly implied.
Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
Right as
I
rain.
knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand...
Yeah, we're strong.
well, we've been bedridden for 2 days. I couldn't even turn over.
Listen, dude,
Oh,
you blocked the names.
and I wanted to ask, is Claire V... gone?
Yeah, she gone.
Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth.
She
According
gone.
to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
We better farewell under a blanket of sunlight.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy.
Oh?
Actually, I've met Crucibina before.
Fremy met Crucibina. That's right. I think we knew that Fremy met Crucibina,
Wait,
right?
what? You've met the former knave?
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was
Yeah,
during
yeah.
the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth.
Yeah, Fremy was in the House of the Hearth already, under
Crucibina
Crucibina.
had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. While she was alive, the atmosphere in the house was suffocating. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike, were gone. Crucibina never talked about the past with us newcomers. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files.
But Fremy knew all this
With
already.
that,
He knew this
the
story.
names of all the people subjected to her experiments, Clairvy included, were lost to the flames, along with the painful memories they represented.
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina or Clairvy.
It really seems like something she was planning to keep to herself. The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept it a secret for so long?
Well, no, he didn't know about the past or anything, but he knew that Father killed Crucibina, at least.
She said she
But he
didn't
didn't know
want
about
us
all
to
the
be
stuff that happened in
affected
the
by
past,
the
yeah.
darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude towards her if we knew about it. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing to do with who we are now. And that's what Father told us in the end.
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our lives could have been. The members of the house meant nothing to her. To say that she valued them in any way, even just as a tool, would probably be giving her too much credit.
Yo, Giga Chat's
If
single
Father
dad
hadn't
for
taken
real.
over the House of the Hearth, I probably would have
Hey,
already...
listen. She saved
Father
you, Fremy.
rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be what ties us together. But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because this is our home. We may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But as long as Father is here, we will always have a home.
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or shrouded in shadow, we'll follow Father wherever she chooses to go. So I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help, we could have lost a lot more along the way.
We got you,
Oh,
Fremy.
we didn't do anything, really.
Hey, invite us back as guests and we'll call it
course.
even.
Are Filio and Nantoy okay?
I actually saw them at a cafe this morning. They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the operas that started running recently. They seemed happy. If I had to take a guess, I would say they finally found the kind of life they always wished for.
Yo, what a great. Man, listen, regardless of whether or not you do the animation, you watch the animation first and then do the quest, or do the quest and then watch the animation. Like I said before, I think it just changes your perspective. I don't think it ruins anything. Even seeing the animation first and like diving in and dissecting the animation first and then doing this quest, that was still excellent. It tugged at my heartstrings. It had badass scenes. It had like heartfelt moments. That was a really good quest.